course I'm taking. Um, so that has been preventing me from doing other things. I've been trying to like meet up and finish the course, stuff like that.
Okay, interesting. So, this is the third and this is the last lab, and basically they're asking us to build a beautiful report from start to finish using DAX expression and a retail data set. So the retail data set, these are the columns that is there, and they are telling us that the total amount is quantity multiplied by price per unit. So they said we should open our Power BI desktop, get data to from Excel, go navigate to the file and load the retail underscore sales table. And so basically that's what we are going to be doing today. So let's say you want to add another data set to this. What you just need to do is just to say get data and go to it, since it's an Excel workbook, but I think the retail data set is a CSV. So I'll just go to text CSV, come here. I think we already have access to that particular data set already. So I'll go to Brabort. I don't know if we have it here, but I think I have it somewhere around here. Yeah, so the retail data set is here. And I will just establish a connection. So already have a data set connected. I can add another one to it as well. And so basically it's just giving us a truncated version of this particular data set. Now, for all intended purposes, I'm going to remove this total amount here. So I'll click on transform, just like your Power Query. It's going to open the Power Query editor. I will just delete the total amount, then redo it in DAX. So this, I'm just going to remove it. Now I mentioned that anything that has to do with price, you change it to what? Decimal. Quantity is in number, age is in whole number, like that. Make sure the data set are fine. Then I'll just say retail sales. I'm just going to remove the underscore. Please, at any point that you cannot hear me, please let me know. So I'm just going to click close and apply. So you just give it time to load. Once it's done loading, then we are going to go to our DAX and create a new column called total amount. So I'm just going to go to my table and create a new column. I'll create a new column and it will be called total amount. So it will be total, I can see underscore amount, which is equal to our retail sales. That will be price per unit multiplied by what? Retail sales quantity. Basically that will be it. And I'll just click on enter and it's going to create the total amount for me. So if you compare it with what we had before, you find out that it's the same thing. So, but the good thing with this is if I go to, I think it has also been created in my Power Query. Remember, DAX and Power Query are two different things. Let me see. No. So it's a 12. Let me go to my retail. Oh, so the good thing is that you see the total amount that we created in our DAX is you can't find it in our Power Query, which is a good thing because the Power Query is the source of our data itself. So this is like a pseudo, like a calculated column is what you call it. So it makes your Power BI runs more faster. Your queries runs more faster basically if you create like a DAX column, a data analysis expression column. So they are now asking us to create an age group, a column name age group, and they're asking us to anything less than 20 put under 20, anything greater than 20 and less than 30 put 20, between 29 and 30, and so on and so forth. So we can then create a new column and we'll call it age group. So we'll just say age underscore group, and would say equal to, and you can say shift enter. You will create an if statement. If you now write your logical operation, so if retail sales age is less than 20, right, then you would then say under 20. Right. Oh, so I think it's a comma, logical statement, then comma. If true, what happens if false? And we can then create other so we'll do like a nested if, but I think the if condition, I don't know if there is a multiple if. Oh, okay, so it's just if. So we can then say then, comma, we can then create an if statement, and we'll say, I think, and. Yeah, so we can then create one logic or the other. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. So if it is greater or equal to 20 and less than 30, that is one logical statement, and less than 30, we'll now say, what do we want? Let's say it said 29 to 30, it's 20 to 29. That's what it said. Then we'll now create a nested if again. But I think there's a better way of creating this. So I can just do a shift enter so that it will take me to the next line, maybe even tab, then comma, then shift enter, tab, paste it again, and we'll do for greater than or equal to 30, 30 less than 40. So between 30 to 39, then we'll repeat the same process again and do a tab and do this. So excuse me, 40 to 50. Let's say 40, so it's 40 to 49, 49, and what else? Then anything greater than equal to 50, then comma. I don't need the and again. I'll just delete it because I just need only one logical operation, which is anything greater or equal to 50. Then I'll just say, it said 50 plus, I think. Yeah, so else unknown. So if it is not this, then I'll just say unknown. Now, this is the way you do in your Excel formula and functions, basically nested if. Unknown. How do they spell unknown? Okay, unknown. Yeah. And I'm going to just click on enter. I think I should have some auto correction there. So you can see it has already created it for me. And so it has automatically created it for me. Now, if I go to my transform data, it will take me to my Power Query. I just want to show us that you can actually create, sorry, excuse me. additional column, and you don't end up seeing it in your Power Query, the data you imported through Power Query. So this is what they call calculated column, or you can call it pseudo column. What I can then do is to let me go to my model. I can click on this particular calculated column, which is the age group and the amount, using control just to select them. I can then come to my display folder here. You can see under properties, you see display folder. I'll just say calculated column, and it's going to create a folder for me. I'll just press enter. It's going to take time, but it's going to create a column for me called calculated column. And basically I've created a folder, because it's a calculated column in this my table, right? And so I just decide, okay, let me just put it in a folder. What else? The next thing is said you should look for total sales. The total sales is then total quantity sold. You should create a DAX, a data analysis expression, or a measurement for it. So I can come to I wanted to teach you guys something. Let's say, remember I said that anywhere your active data is, let's say I am in calendar, for instance, and I add a new measure, right? And I said total sales, for instance, and my total sales is equal to sum of not finance now, but retail, of total amount, and I click on enter. It's going to create the measure in my calendar, and that's because my okay, it's saying total sales is already in my financials, although that's not where it is. Okay, let me just say total underscore sales. Just going to create it there. Now I have my measure that is supposed to be in the retail data set, but I'm having it in my calendar. That I don't want. I can go to model, right? So if I click on my the different columns here, whether DAX or a calculated column or a measure, you can see it has properties. Now look at what it's saying. The name of this particular measure is total sales. The home tab is calendar. I can change it to retail sales because that's where I want it to be, right? And so you can see it has then shifted from calendar to retail sales. The same thing, I think profit margin by product is supposed to be, remember when we were treating it, it's supposed to be in financial data set, but I mistakenly clicked on the calendar, so it has helped me shifted it to to financial data set. So you can actually do your controls from here, from the model view. Now I just wanted to mention that out in case. I found that very of lately, which is pretty interesting. So my total sales is a measure. They say I should also create total quantity sold. So I'm going to click on my retail sales, go to new measure. Please confirm if you can still hear me. At a point where you cannot hear me, please let me know. So total quantity sold. Can you guys still hear me, or I'm just talking to myself? Is equal to
Yes, I hear you.
Sum of retail, then quantity sold. Quantity. Then I'll just click on enter. So it has created this. Now I also want to group my total quantity sold and total sales because they are measures. I'll go to my model view, select both of them, and come to display folder. I'll just see calculated measure. Measures. And click on enter, and it's going to group it into one folder for me. So I have my calculated column, I have my calculated measure. And I think you can also click on each and every one of these, and you can also group them as well. Just see columns, I think. And you can see it has already created I think this is also a column. It's inside the column. So I'll just say columns, and it's going to put it in the columns for me. So we can see now it's looking more neater than before, right? And it's looking more organized. You know, our calculated column is a DAX function. Our calculated measure are also DAX. Then you know, I think I can rename this. I think so to instead of calculated small letter to calculated big letter, or I can rename this to calculated small letter. And so so they said average sales per transaction, which is a calculated measure. So I'll just click on my calculated measure. I don't know if it will come here, but I'm curious. So I'm going to name it average sales per transaction is equal to, I'll just write average, then retail sales. So average sales will just be sales. What is it? What is sales? Oh, so it will be total amount basically. And you can see it now in my calendar. So what I can then do is just to click here and take it to retail sales. It's going to come here, and then I can then set the display folder to be where calculated columns. No, calculated measures, since it's a measure. Click on OK, and you find it inside my calculated measure. What else? So sales by category. So we are going to do total sales by product category. So we are going to filter out product category alone. So I'll click on my retail sales, go to new measure. So we'll do sales by product category. Product category, which is equal to, I'll now use the calculate. I will do my total sales. Where is it? Here. I don't need to do the sum again. Then I'll see all except, remove everything except, again, I'm dealing with my retail sales table. Then I'll now see retail sales by product. So I'll just look for product category, and that will be it. I'll just enter. It will create my measure for me, but I want it in my calculated measure. I'll say calculated measures, and it's going to go into this particular calculated measure here. They say sales by gender, then what? Let's see, sales by age group. So I'll do my sales by gender by going to create new measure. I'll do sales by gender. which I'm going to use the calculate function. Then I would say my total sales, which I've already created a measure for, then all except the all except is the retail table data set, then the column, which is where gender. And I can click and enter here, and it's all going to do an autocorrect for me of the brackets. So I am going to go to the display folder under the properties and type calculated column, type calculated measures, sorry. And it's just going to take it to my calculated measure here. I'm going to go to new measure. It says, what did it say? Sales by age group, right? So I'm just going to say sales by age group, and I'll say is equal to calculate my total sales measure. I don't need to say sum of total sales. Then I'll do all except the retail table, then my age group, and click on enter. I will change the display folder to calculated measures, and it's going to take it to my calculated measures here. Okay, so customer lifetime value, which is they want to do customer ID. I don't know why we want to do that, but the customer ID is not much. Then profit margin is total sales. This is interesting. Anyways, let me do that here. So I'm going to create a new measure. So customer lifetime value is equal to calculate my total sales, then all except retail data set. Then I'm looking for my customer ID and click on enter. I'm going excuse me. So I'll create a new measure for profit margin. So it's profit margin, which is equal to calculate my total sales minus sum of do I have sold here? Let me go to my column itself. It's going to, oh, it's asking me to get a new pen name. Let me see what it is saying. Unfortunately, right, this is not going to work because we don't have a cost. Let's go back to the table. We don't really have a cost of. We can create a cost, a price per. We can actually create a cost. Let's see, cost price per unit. I think this is sales price, so we can actually create a cost price that we can say is 25% of. Let's just say 25%. We can actually create a new measure, a new column, cross cost price, because we don't have it here. So we'll just say cost per unit is equal to, we can just say the price, retail price per unit, multiply by 75%. Yeah. Okay, I'll just say 0.75. So I've actually created that. So just so that we can have a cost price, for my cost price, I'll just take it to the folder, which is calculated column. Calculated column. Calculated, so it will be CL. Enter. It's going to take it there for me. Then I can then do an average profit margin. So I can then come to my new measure and say profit underscore margin. Let me just say retail. So it will be equal to calculate. Then we have my total sales. How many total sales do I have? Total sales minus sum of what is cost per unit, yeah, then divide by total sales. Yep. So I just want to check out something. Oh, it's total underscore sales. So I think, yep. And click on enter. Go to the display folder and say, now I created two measures. I'll just click on hold my control and click on the next folder, and I'll just say calculated measures. And it's going to take it to my calculated measures folder for me. Sorry, excuse me. So we've created so we've created the profit margin. They say time intelligence measure. I don't know what they want to use this thing to do, sir. Interesting stuff. So they said total sales for last year. So let me go to my table and look. Okay, I do have a data for a column for date. So I'm going to create a new measure called total sales for last year, which is equal to calculate my total sales. Then I would say same period last year. I think I'm supposed to use all except, okay, same period last year. Then I'll now say my retail sales, then date. Basically, and it's going to create it for me. My measure, then what else? Total sales year to date, it will be dates.y to d. I'll create a new measure. So I'll say total sales year to date will be calculate my total sales measure. Then I'll see dates year to date. Year to date, then it will be retail sales, then the date, and I'm done. Sorry, excuse me. Oh, month to date. I don't think we're actually going to use that, but this is how to create it. Then they now want us to start creating our visualization. So our first visualization, they said the visualization sales trend over time. So I'm now going to go to my report view, create a new page. I will just rename the page to retail sales. Although this is another data set, they ask us to create sales trend. So it will be total sales. It's not for finance, it's for this guy. So our total sales, I can just click on it, check it, and you see our total sales. Then I will now go to my columns and click on date. And so automatically it has already assisted me to create a line chart. And what I'm then going to do is just to drill down. I'll just come here or drill or expand all down. So just like a drill down, and you can then see that if I continue drilling, so you can then see in this particular case, I'm going to remove the day, because this basically it's going to show. I'm just going to remove the day and leave quarter. I'll still drill down. So you can see it's nice and looking nice. Now I will then go to my format. I want to make it more more elegant, make it more nicer. I really don't like grid lines. I'm going to remove both the horizontal and vertical grid lines. I don't need the title for the year. That's the x-axis. I'm just going to go to my x-axis and the title. I will change the font because I just want a better font. Change the color of the font, change the boldness so it can come out. What else? I also do not want anything for the y-axis because I want to make it look neater. So I'm just going to remove everything. So it's a little bit plain. Now for me to compensate with removing of the information for y-axis, I'm going to add the data label. And under my data label, I'll put position above so it looks, I don't know, or maybe auto. I'll put auto, and the maximum I'll just take it, yeah, so it looks a little bit. Then the minimum I'll just, I don't know, reduce it, the offset a little bit. Just look for label density. You can actually play with them. Okay, this is interesting. Then again, this might not be the best way to represent it anyways. So I'm going to change the font. I don't want it underlined. It's looking creepy. Maybe I'll put a red FF000. That's the F this thing for red. The hex value for red. And make it bold a little just because. For my line, I'm going to go to my line. Where's my line? I would change it from a linear interpolation to a smooth, and make it cardinal, and reduce the tension so it looks more, I don't know. Then if you want, you can go back here and add instead of you can add an aerial chart so that here will just be and basically that will be it. Let's go to our x-axis, go to the value and just increase the font size, just because. Am I still audible? Can you guys see him? Am I still audible? Oh, Jessica, I can't see you really unless I actively check. You have to respond. So my sales by segment, I think this is a mistake. If I go to my data, reduce all of these, go to my data. I don't think I have segment here. For the columns, I don't have segments, so they made a mistake for I think sales by category. We have sales by country, we don't have country. Profit by profit by segment. I don't think we have that. Okay, yeah, so we can do profit margin by category, product category. So I can then reduce this, make it look again. You change the name of your graph. Let's see. Where's my title? How can I not see my title from here? That's interesting. I can't find. Oh yeah, see my title here. So it is just sales trend. So once you say sales trend, it suffices. You know, make it a little bit darker, put it in the middle, make it bold if you want. Then we have profit margin by category. So I will just make sure my active chart, I click away from it, go to calculated measures and click on profit margin, retail profit margin, and I'll click on, go to my column folder and go to product category. And I can then see my product category. I have 3 categories. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Can you see my screen? Respond. So the same. What can I do? What I can do,
So I
change the
can't
font
hear you. The
to
network
a little
is
bit bold,
shaky.
change the font type low. It's cracking, right? Okay,
Yeah,
hold on. What up now? Can you hear me?
yeah.
It's no more cracking.
It is like if you say something, I'll stop hearing, and I'll hear, and I'll stop. And stuff like that.
Okay, just hold on. Let me change my network. Hold on, let me change my network. Jessica, out of now, can you hear me? Is my voice cracking or is
Yeah, it's good now. It's clear.
okay, good. So my data label, I can actually come to the click on the drop down and come to the value. I can change the
So are you talking? Hello.
When did you stop hearing me? My this thing went off. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
When did you stop hearing me?
You were trying to name the when you were changing the color to red and
Oh,
bolding
okay,
it. Yeah.
cool. Thanks. Yeah, I'm using a this thing, a a mic, and it's using battery. But you can hear me clearly now. So
Yeah.
this particular profit margin looks like it is the profit margin actually is supposed to be in percentage. I don't know why. Let me see. Calculate this. Let me see. Total sales minus some of this. It's supposed to be in percentage. I'm wondering why it is not. I think I should put it in percentage. Because it's supposed to be in percentage. I don't know why it is showing number. It's weird. It's weird, man. Let me see the retail sales. Actually supposed to be in percentage, which is weird. Oh, wait, I made a mistake. Oh, I see. I made a mistake. No wonder it is showing me something. It's supposed to change to percentage. Is this thing has 0 point? Yeah. So I'm supposed to change it to percentage. Yeah. It's supposed to come in percentage, and I think I'll just go back to my full data format and change it to percentage. It's actually a percent. Yeah. Thank God I remember. I remember. So they want us to do total sales year to date, and so we can do click here, come to total sales. Where is year to date? Also, we have total sales year to date. Click on year to date, and we'll just click on our column and our column date. We are going to remove the day so that it doesn't look weird. and we'll just keep drilling. Now I'm too lazy, right? I can click on this particular visuals and go to format painter, and it's going to copy all the attributes from this place, and I can just click on this particular visual, and it's going to apply. You can see it has applied whatever it is here, and I can then change the visual if I want to area, or I'll just do a drill and it will just drill for me. But if you want, you can just click on here. I don't know what this is. It's just, I think this is the same issue, unless if you have two two different lines. I think if you add, let me see, let me do what should I add? Let me do sales by gender. I don't know. Oh, which is weird. It's looking weird. Sales by gender. Oh, this is looking weird. What can we do? Yeah, I think, yeah, so instead of you to having to go to format it, now the only thing you just need to go is just to change the title to do title total sales year to date. Put it in the middle, and that's all. You can change it to you can make the name proper. So okay, so they said sales performance by day of week, visualization bar chart. Okay, day of the week, you do a bar chart, the day of the week. So I can come here, go to the date, then go to total sales, click on the date, click on total sales, and I don't want a line, so I'm going to remove month, quarter, year, and I'll just leave day, and I'll change it into a bar chart. The day is supposed to be day of week, right? Which is weird. I think if I click here, oh, I can't choose day. So I think I can also create a calculated column and add the day of the week. I think so. So I'm just going to extract the day of the week from here. So let me create yeah, so I'll add a new column. I would say day of week, and I'm just going to see I think, is it calendar? No. Date. Think. Let me see. Weekday. And I'll just call my date, which is the return sales, then date. Yeah. What does this mean? Return type. So return a number from, no, I don't need a return type. I need it to be a weekday. So I need it to be so this is a number. I need it to be sorry. Let me see. Hold on. So it to be week. Yeah, a week. Week. If I say week number, it's just so I checked supposed to be weekly. Let me see. Um um hmm, what am I missing? Sorry. It's actually weekday, but I don't know what I'm missing. Oh, oh, oh. So I think it is weekday, but I'll say return retail sales date. So I think I'll just say one. It's giving me number, and I don't want it to be number. So the return type, weekday begins on Saturday and Sunday. Weekday begins on Monday. That's on if you select two. Weekday begins on Monday. What I want is you should give me Monday to Saturday like that. But I don't know why it is not giving me that. Which is weird. Hold on. I'm trying to see the documentation for it. It's supposed to give me. I'm trying to see the documentation. Oh, so it's saying that, many apologies. I can actually say format, and I'll choose my dates, and I'll say I want it in small letter. Okay, I actually want it complete. Yeah, so yeah, I actually want it complete. So I think I can actually use the format instead, and I will go back to my report, and I am going to choose for this my data. I actually want it. I'll choose day of week. Yep. Yeah, so something like this. Total sales by day of week. I can just say sales by day of week and make it bold, put it in the middle. And yep. So I have grid lines I'm going to remove. I'll just add the data label. And like I said, you can change the again, maybe I'll just put red. I can change it to none if you want to see the thousands, and you can see it, right? Make it bold, put the position auto to maybe inside end, and make it white. So you can see it a little bit. Then I can then go to my grid line and remove vertical, go to my x-axis, which is my horizontal, remove the title and actually remove the value because I don't need that. Go to my vertical, just remove the title. Then the values, I'll just make it a little bit darker, bold, and change the font style and maybe even make it indent so you can then see, Saturday, Monday, Saturday. Oh, I think I also need a way to I think I also need a way to format it so that it can be well formatted. So let me see. So it will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like that. Forgotten how to, but I think there's a way we can actually do that as well. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So it's not going to format it like that because it's taking it from highest to lowest. So which is fine. That is fine. I think we are done with this. Sorry, why is it showing me blank? We don't have country, we don't have segment here. We also don't have, we have products category. We already done this. You can do this and this. I don't know why this is needed. A lot of line chart. And we have this. So you can say that Saturdays are the most day that people buy stuff, basically weekend, which makes sense. Sunday, of course, some people is a resting day for them. Some people go to church and things like that. You can actually change this tooltip by going to properties, go to tooltip, and change the background color, make it a little bit transparent, make it a little bit dark and transparent, and change the text to something that you like. Make it bold if you want, make it red, so it looks more interactive. Anyways, basically I think that will be it. I would actually give you a dashboard to actually create, but before then, I don't know if you have any questions before we will go. I'm going to send you the update. I'm going to send you guys the updated file, and you can play with it. Then I'll give you something to do before Tuesday. Tuesday will be our last session. So you guys will be able to ask questions on, I think we discussed about portfolio, right? And I told, please make sure you write everything that you want to ask down so that on Tuesday you'll be able to ask them. Does that make sense? Yeah.